In my last video, I had just arrived at my New Mexico camp after driving through an unexpected snowstorm.
Well, I just got here, it's dark, and it's raining. Bit of an adventurous day, but now I can relax, chill out, go to bed.
Although I was now at a lower elevation, the morning was still below freezing, and the frost and snow encrusted my windshield. As soon as that snow melted, the winds picked up.
Oof. It's cold here. Reminds me of an Alberta cold in the winter. Not expecting this in New Mexico. And although it's just above freezing, there's a nasty wind chill, which is making it feel a lot colder. Maybe the wind's coming from Alberta. Whew. And tonight, it's supposed to get colder. Woohoo! Can hardly wait. I mean, it's cool in here. That's why I've got my winter coat on, but I'm not going to start up the heater. That's just a waste of propane. I'm fine like this. But it's stay in the camper day, which is okay because I can work on the laptop, and I also have a few repairs I have to do. When I tried that shortcut through the desert, it was a little rough and bumpy, and yeah, the camper got tossed around quite a bit, and there was at least one casualty, and it's right here. And I always have these doors and these drawers strapped, extra straps. I know they have latches and all that, but if the latch gives, that just gives me a little bit extra comfort. However, this was my casualty. I broke the hinge right there, and it's only gonna get worse. These hinges are really, really flimsy. I should have had 3, not 2, but I went to Home Depot, found the exact same 2. So I'll put 2 new ones here and use the old one that's still good right there.
Probably the better idea was to find stronger hinges, but at the local hardware store, they only had the same, so replace the broken hinge with a new one. After replacing the top and bottom hinge, I added the older good one to the middle. Hopefully this is a little more rugged. By midday, it was warm enough to step outside and chat with the neighbors. The Tularosa Valley is surrounded by mountains, which is the southern extension of the Rocky Mountains. Some local peaks, like the Sierra Blanca, are close to 12,000 feet elevation. The place I was camping is a popular one for travelers visiting the area, situated right beside Highway 70, a few miles past Alamogordo. Now, the Holloman settling ponds are not a big secret to boondockers. I mean, yes, you can camp here for free, and it's right beside White Sands National Park. And White Sands National Park does not allow camping right now, so this is the closest place. You don't have to pay for it, and there's lots of room. Look at that spot there. Very nice, nobody's there. Easily, 60, 80 RVs could be in here, no problem. However, there are some issues. And I've seen other videos on this and they sort of are missing certain things. First of all, there are no toilets whatsoever of any sort. And it's by a Air Force base. So, like right now, you're going to get planes going by and jets. So, it can be a little bit noisy. And there's also no drinking water. There is water right there. We're going to talk about that water later on. But for some people, it's free. You know, they're okay with it. But for me, I really have some concerns. Now, those that are familiar with my camper know that this is my sleeping area. The bed, got a nice warm sleeping bag, pillows, and over here, the Dickinson heater, propane heater. And this works really well for me. I can keep the camper warm when it gets cold. However, I'm always trying to save propane. I'd like to be able to use it on the most minimal, smallest amount of flame needed to keep it warm. And many of my subscribers have asked, or sorry, I should just say viewers, have made the comment, well, why don't you just divide your camper in half? Put a divider here and just warm this part because, you know, I'm sleeping here. I don't need to warm the rest of it. And I thought that was a good idea, but I just didn't want to get blankets or drapes and other stuff to carry around. However, I realized I did have something that would work right here. This is my summer sleeping bag. And because I'm using the winter one right now, I just put it up here. I've got my hanger up here. This is where I put clothes and stuff like that. Some people call it the bra. But what I did is I clipped on this other sleeping bag. So down it comes like that. And that should divide this off so I have a lot more heat in there than I do out here. Well, this isn't too bad. It's like sleeping in a tent. Stove's right here. Nice view. But it's not cold enough yet to try anything, so I'll wait till the sun's going down. Well, it's just gone down now. And tonight is the perfect opportunity to try it out because it's going to be below freezing. Few hours, I'll be ready to go to bed, and we'll see how well it works. With a crescent moon over calm waters, it looked like a picture postcard moment. With only the sound of the neighbors' generators to disturb the peace. Okay, I think it's time to start this heating experiment with dividing my camper with this sleeping bag and only heating this part of it. Now, it is getting cool. Right now, it's about 5 Celsius, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, it says 6 degrees now and 41. I think what it is now that I'm in here heating up the space, it's just raising the temperature a little bit, but it's not going to raise it that much. So that's why we're going to turn on the heater. I do have a temperature sensor here, and I'll just sort of show. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. 40.6. Does that actually show? I don't know. I did go outside, and it was 30 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 1 Celsius about 10 minutes ago. It's supposed to get down to at least minus 4, which is somewhere around 25 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm converting because I know I have people that they use Celsius and they use Fahrenheit, and I want to please everybody. Anyway, so that's the temperature now. What I'm going to do is turn on the heater, crank her on. There we go. A lot of people were concerned about me burning the curtains. Well, the curtains are right beside it, and I guarantee you I cannot burn those curtains. I would have to open the door and stuff the curtains in the flame to start a fire in here, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, that's going. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have the flame. The flame's on full right now. Let me show you that as well. Okay, that's the flame on full, but that's not the experiment. What I want to do is turn it down when I get up to a temperature, and for me that's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius is very, very comfortable, and I want to retain that overnight, but not on this amount of flame. I want to put it down to the bare minimum. I'll just show you what it looks like. There's the pillow, and I stuffed it into the corners as best I could. I even put extra clothing up above the net so there was no gap in the ceiling, and then down like that. I could probably do a little bit better. Oh, sorry, there we go, got that. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's the heater, and I think we're all set. Well, I got the temperature up to 15 Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I can go to bed. Good night. Oh. Let some light in here. It's just before 7 o'clock. Still relatively warm in here. However, do have to tell you, at about 2 o'clock, it got down to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. So I did turn the heater up just a notch. Hey, you can tell I just got up. Sun's just coming up. It hasn't got up over the mountains. However, this is all about temperatures. So let's see. Divider's still up. What temperature is it right now? Let's just do it right there at the divider. Okay, now hopefully you can see that, and I'm just going to turn it as I do it. It says 62.8 Fahrenheit, which is 16.1. Hopefully that reads. So it's still around 60 degrees. However, what is it outside? And this is going to change the temperature drastically here. I'll do this quick. Okay, out there. Whoa. In the rest of the camper, 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit. It is cold out there. It is just at freezing in the rest of the camper. In here, it is, well, I wouldn't say it's t-shirt weather. Actually, I'm gonna put my jacket on here. It's a little cool, but for sleeping, it was perfect. Okay, there's the flame right there. So it's a little bit, it's not full. Actually, I'll just show you. I'll put it on full so you know the difference. Enough fooling around. What is the temperature outside? Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this window. Here, let me just see if I can open that window. 1, 2, 3. Okay, window's open, pointing it to the ground. Okay, outside right now is 14.9 Fahrenheit, which is minus 9.5 Celsius. So that's a huge difference. It was only supposed to get down to, I think, -4, but it got, I'm just gonna try it again here. Minus 9.6 Celsius.
14.7 Fahrenheit. It's super cold out there. It's nice and warm in here because I use this sleeping bag as a divider. So as far as a experiment, totally a success. However, now I gotta warm up the rest of the camper or I'm not gonna be able to have breakfast. Woo, that is cold.
The frost still glittered on the camping shell and on the truck when the sun finally rose above the mountains. Later in the day, it was time to do a very short road trip. Well, okay, I think I found a spot with not a million people around. Let's check out a dune. It's a little steep, but I can do it. A lot of sand here. It's a harsh environment to live in, and not all survive it. Sunglasses, sunscreen, and water are essential here. Whoa! That wasn't too bad. Now, if ever there was a shot that would benefit from a drone, this would be one. Unfortunately, drones are banned here, as they are in all national parks. The best I could come up with was just spin the camera and show I was surrounded by 360 degrees of sand. Oh. This is cool. This park is truly unique, but my video's not going to do it justice. You have to experience it for yourself. See my camera way back there? Yeah, I gotta go back for it. As the sun was quite intense, I didn't stay too long and headed back through the sands towards camp. Well, it's rare that I would find a free camping spot and give it a negative review, but this place makes me nervous, and it's all because of that. What's in that water? These are the Holloman settling ponds. It's between the White Sands Missile Base, which is right there, the Holloman Air Force, which is right there, and if you want to put it in reference, way over there is Trinity Site, where they dropped the first atomic bomb. So it's not what I would call an area that has that natural feel to it. And I guess what they do, or have done in the past, is use that firefighting foam for whatever they're doing over there, and it goes into this water. And the issue with that foam, and I'm going to read an article, well, I can't read it exactly because it's copywritten, but I will give you the title, you can find it. New Mexico wants to close lake on Holloman Air Force Base. This is the lake. It's a lake, and it says that they allow camping, which is exactly where I'm at. But the problem is the concentrations of hazardous chemicals that pose a risk to both public health and the environment. And the chemical are, okay, they're known as PFAS, which is PFAS. And the long name is per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Scary stuff, you know, it's one of those things they call, I hate that word, but forever chemicals. My own concern, however, goes beyond the headlines and to my own observations. Although it looks beautiful and natural at times, when the winds blow, the problems appear as it brings the chemicals to the shoreline. Thick masses of white foam are churned up with the consistency of shaving cream. Now, it's bad enough that this toxic mess is so visible on the shoreline, but more alarming is how close it is to the campers. And I've seen it airborne, floating right into the camps. Do these people even know what they're camping in? But my biggest concern is what effect this poison has on the local wildlife. The birds that migrate here would not have the benefit of news headlines and warning signs. They are merely looking for food as they dive below. I observed several times ducks who were constantly trying to clean something off their feathers. If that stuff is on their bodies, I can only deduce it is probably inside their system as well and affecting their health. And the final blow is the amount of garbage, including improper disposal of human waste, that litters the ground. Why would anybody want to camp here?
They are nasty, they are toxic, and I've seen people here, and there's a lot of people around here right now, walking their dogs. And can you imagine what would happen if your dog starts swimming and drinking that? And so I can't recommend it. It's probably okay if you're just doing an overnight stay and go in the morning, but to spend a few days here, especially if there's wind and it's bringing up, the moisture from that lake, I don't think it's good for you. So, sorry, but there's other places I'd recommend around here more than I'd recommend this one until they clean it up, and I really hope they do.
It's definitely unique to have two opposites right beside each other. I mean, here's the desert sands, untamable. They're always going to be here. But next door is a lake that is poisoned. It's not untamable. It has to be protected. And I really hope they clean it up. And as I head out from my next adventure, be assured that not everywhere I camp is disappointing. It's times like these that just make you appreciate the good spots even more. And while looking back gives you experience, looking forward brings hope. Happy trails, everyone!